Providence Municipal Court. A corporate executive in an expensive designer suit strides into Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom with an arrogance that fills the room. She's here for a simple speeding ticket, something that should take just a few minutes, pay a modest fine, and she could be back to her office. But 42-year-old Jennifer Hartwell makes a decision that will haunt her forever. As Judge Caprio speaks, trying to be fair and patient, she does something so shockingly disrespectful that the entire courtroom gasps. She raises her hand and gives Judge Frank Caprio the middle finger, right there in open court, on camera, in front of dozens of witnesses. What happens next isn't just about justice, it's a masterclass in why respect for the system isn't optional, and why some mistakes can't be undone. Before revealing the consequences of Jennifer's moment of rage, hit that subscribe button now, because Judge Stories is nearing 600,000 subscribers, yet most viewers haven't joined the community. If this story about respect, consequences, and the justice system resonates with you, leave a comment below. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Judge Caprio's response became legendary. When did society forget that some spaces and some people deserve automatic respect? No matter how you feel, Jennifer Hartwell's actions prove that. Contempt of court isn't just a phrase, it's a line you never cross. Tuesday morning, Providence Municipal Court. The bailiff calls Jennifer Hartwell, citation for speeding, 68 in a 45 miles per hour zone. She walks in like she owns the place. Designer, suit, expensive leather briefcase, Rolex on her wrist, hair and makeup flawless. Everything about her screams wealth and status, but her body language radiates contempt. The way she walks to the podium, her dismissive glances around the courtroom, the barely concealed eye roll waiting for the judge to finish his paperwork. Judge Caprio looks up with characteristic warmth. "Good morning, Miss Hartwell. I see you're here regarding a speeding violation on Route 95. Please tell me what happened." Jennifer's response is cold. "Your Honor, I was driving to an important business meeting. The speed limit is ridiculously low. Everyone drives 60, 70. I was just keeping up with traffic." Her tone isn't explanatory. It's accusatory, as if traffic laws personally inconvenience her. Judge Caprio stays patient. "Miss Hartwell, the officer clocked you at 68 in a 45 miles per hour zone. That's 23 over the limit." With a hint of defiance, Jennifer replies, "That section just changed from 55 to 45. It's a speed trap designed to generate revenue. Everyone knows it." An uncomfortable silence fills the courtroom. Regulars exchange glances. She's on thin ice but doesn't realize it. Judge Caprio's voice firms. "Miss Hartwell, whether you agree with the speed limit or not, it is posted clearly. Driving 23 over the limit puts other drivers at risk." Jennifer sighs audibly like a child being deliberately difficult. "Your Honor, I've been driving 25 years. Without an accident, I'm safer at 68 than most people at 45. The prosecutor speaks up. "Your Honor, Ms. Hartwell has 3 prior speeding violations in the last 5 years. 2 were paid, and 1 was reduced through traffic school." Jennifer flushes. With anger, those are irrelevant. Judge Caprio looks at the file. "Actually, Ms. Hartwell, they're very relevant. They show a pattern, a habit of disregarding traffic laws. This isn't a one-time mistake. I don't have a habitual disregard for anything. Your Honor, I have places to be and speed limits that don't reflect modern vehicle safety standards," she argues back, frustration growing. The courtroom stiffens, sensing she's digging her own hole. Judge Caprio tries one last time to reason. "Ms. Hartwell, if you believe the speed limit is too low, the solution is to petition the City Council, not ignore the law." "Your Honor, I don't have time to fight City Hall over every poorly conceived regulation. But you have time to come to traffic court repeatedly," the judge points out. Jennifer hears this as mockery. Subscribe to Judge Stories if you believe respect for the court system is the foundation of a civilized society. Judge Caprio reviews the officer's report and the traffic camera footage. "Ms. Hartwell, Officer Patterson noted that when he pulled you over, you were argumentative and initially refused to provide your license. I asked why I was being pulled over. That's my right." "You absolutely have that right," Judge Caprio replies calmly. "But, according to the officer's report, you told him he was wasting your time and that you had better things to do than deal with incompetent traffic enforcement." Jennifer doesn't deny it. I was late for a meeting. Your Honor, a very important meeting that cost my company money because I was stuck on the side of the highway, Miss Hartwell. You were late because you were speeding. The officer didn't make you speed. You chose to break the law. The law is arbitrary, she snaps. Judge Caprio's patience is thinning, though his composure remains intact. Ms. Hartwell, the law is not arbitrary. Speed limits exist for safety. Your belief that you're above it because you're in a hurry doesn't make it arbitrary. I never said I was above it, she argues. Your actions say otherwise, he replies firmly. For speeding tickets in 5 years. Arguing with the officer, standing in my courtroom suggesting speed limits don't apply to you because you have important meetings. Jennifer's jaw tightens. Your Honor, I came here expecting fairness, not a lecture. Fairness is exactly what you're getting, Miss Hartwell. The fine for going 23 miles over the speed limit is $385, plus a mandatory driving safety course due to your prior violations. $385. That's outrageous. That's the law, Miss Hartwell. The same law that applies to everyone who walks through this courtroom. Jennifer's face flushes. Her hands grip the podium so tightly her knuckles whiten. This is absurd. One run a division. At Northeastern Financial, I make decisions affecting hundreds of employees, and I'm being treated like a criminal for driving 68 miles per hour. Miss Hartwell, your job title and income do not exempt you from traffic laws, Judge Caprio states firmly. The person who came before you was a delivery driver earning minimum wage. Rage flashes in Jennifer's eyes. Her breathing quickens. And then, in a moment of spectacular stupidity, fueled by entitlement and fury, she does it. She raises her right hand and extends her middle finger directly at Judge Caprio. The courtroom erupts in gasps. Multiple witnesses exclaim, "Oh my God!" The bailiff steps forward immediately, and the court reporter's hands freeze over her keyboard. Judge Caprio's face changes. The warmth, the compassion that defined his courtroom vanish, replaced by cold, controlled fury. "Ms. Hartwell," he says, quietly, yet his voice carries like thunder. "Did you just make an obscene gesture at this court?" Jennifer lifts her chin defiantly. "I expressed my opinion of this process, Your Honor." "Wrong answer, catastrophically wrong." "You expressed your opinion," he repeats slowly, "by giving this court the middle finger in open session." On the record, in front of witnesses, Jennifer falls, silent. Her expression betrays the realization that she's in serious trouble. "Ms. Hartwell, do you understand what you've just done?" "I made a gesture, Your Honor." Freedom of expression. The courtroom goes completely silent. Everyone senses they are witnessing something extraordinary. And not in a good way. Judge Caprio stands. When he stands, you know something serious is about to happen. "Miss Hartwell, you didn't just insult me personally. You insulted this court. You insulted the judicial system. You insulted every citizen who respects the rule of law. And you did it with premeditation and clear intent." "Your Honor, you are not speaking anymore, Miss Hartwell. You are listening." In my 35 years on the bench, Judge Caprio continues, "I have dealt with anger, frustration, fear, and confusion. I've shown compassion to single mothers who couldn't afford fines. I've dismissed tickets for elderly people on fixed incomes. I've given chances to young people who made mistakes." Jennifer doesn't respond. "Do you know why?" "Because they showed respect." Judge Caprio turns to the bailiff. "Place Ms. Hartwell in custody. She is being held in contempt of court." Jennifer's eyes widen in shock. "Wait, what?" "You can't." "I absolutely can. Miss Hartwell, and I am." Two court officers step toward the podium. Jennifer takes an instinctive step back, her confident corporate mask cracking into fear. "Your Honor, please." "I'm sorry. You didn't mean to disrespect this." Court Judge Caprio interrupts. "You raised your middle finger deliberately, Miss Hartwell. That was a conscious choice. You knew exactly what you were doing." The officers flank her now. Her polished confidence has completely vanished. She looks like she might cry. "Miss Hartwell, I am holding you in contempt of court. The penalty is 30 days in Providence County Jail, with the possibility of reduction to 10 days if you demonstrate genuine remorse and understanding of why your actions were unacceptable. 30 days. "Your Honor, I can't go to jail. I have a job. Responsibilities. You should have thought about that before you insulted this court." Jennifer's voice quivers. "Please, Your Honor, I made a mistake. A terrible mistake. Please don't do this, Judge. Caprio's expression remains firm. Ms. Hartwell, every person who comes before this court makes mistakes. That's why they're here. The difference is, most show respect even while admitting fault. You showed contempt. I'm begging you, Your Honor. In addition, your original fine of $385 is now increased to the maximum $1,000. For excessive speeding with prior violations, you will also complete a mandatory 40-hour driver education course, and your license is suspended for 90 days pending completion. Jennifer's mascara streaks down her cheeks as she cries openly, "Please, Your Honor, I'll do anything. Apologize publicly, pay any fine. Just don't send me to jail." Ms. Hartwell, Judge Caprio says, the time for apologies was before you made that gesture. The time to show respect was when you walked into this courtroom. Instead, you chose arrogance and contempt. The prosecutor, observing closely, adds, "For the record, Ms. Hartwell's contempt was witnessed by myself, court staff, and approximately 40 citizens in the gallery. It was deliberate and unmistakable. Thank you, counsel. Ms. Hartwell, you will be processed and held pending transfer to the county facility." Jennifer looks desperately around the courtroom, hoping for an ally. One meets her eyes. She did this to herself. "Your Honor," she pleads again, her voice breaking. "I'm 42 years old. I've never been arrested. Please, I'm so sorry." Judge Caprio finally sits back, his tone slightly softer but still firm. "Ms. Hartwell, I am going to tell you something, and I want you to listen carefully." Jennifer nods. Through her tears, the contempt charge stands. You will be processed and held. However, I am giving you one opportunity. One chance to show genuine understanding of your wrongdoing. A flicker of hope crosses her face. You will spend the next 72 hours in custody. During that time, you will write a detailed statement explaining why your actions were wrong, why respect for the judicial system matters, and what you have learned. If your statement shows genuine remorse and comprehension, not just fear of consequences, but a true understanding of why courtroom respect is essential, I will consider reducing your sentence. Yes, Your Honor. I will do it. Thank you. I am not finished, Ms. Hartwell. If your statement is self-serving, makes excuses, or shows that you still do not grasp the gravity of showing contempt to a court, you will serve the full 30 days. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor.